Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Sohum Reactions. Peace, love, and positivity to you. Today's request comes from Russell, who's sending us 3 additional Nat King Cole tracks. We're going to start with The Very Thought of You, then jump to Walking My Baby Back Home, and then finally It's All in the Game. Really, regardless of what song you're listening to from Nat King, you have to expect vocal greatness, and Nat King being one of the earlier amazing voices in this world and probably over the course of the reactions I've given on this channel. I almost kind of think of him as like a grandfather of beautiful male voice. In particular, if you haven't seen my previous Nat King Cole reactions, I love his warming tone and I love that he dominates in the lower range. I feel like so very often us baritones don't get enough love out there. We're not as represented as some of those higher male tenor voices. So I feel like Nat King, he checks off a lot of my boxes. So once again, thank you to Russell for the request today. But now, my friends, let's jump into it.
The very thought of you,
I like the backdrop just being velvet,
and I forget to do
because we basically are stacking vocal velvet on top of physical.
the little ordinary things that everyone ought to do. I'm living in a kind of daydream. I'm happy as a king, and foolish though it may seem to me, that's everything. The mere idea of you, the longing here for you. You'll never
Notice the pattern there. It's Nat King delivering the lyrical punch up front, then the strings cascade behind him as though he's like prompting a sort of avalanche behind us with the strings. I also like this mere idea of you. There's this concept you'll find this in like a lot of social sciences, the mere presence of something. The way that that's kind of operationalized is if you're, let's say, looking at a web browser and all you add is like a simple like button or bell icon, then what a researcher can do is they can figure out the mere presence effect of that new icon on the page. Because with everything else held equal, the mere presence is the only, is the fair point of comparison now, because suddenly a little bit of attention is drawn away. Now it seems like in Nat King's position, the mere idea of you overwhelms him entirely. So just a bit of a word association there, but you know, that tells you how much he pines for her.
the longing here for you. You'll never know how slow the moments go till I'm near to you.
Pretty.
I see your face in every flower, your eyes and stars above.
How could you not be charmed?
It's just the thought of you, the very thought of you, my love.
Any portal into you, into thinking of you, overwhelms me. And it's a perfect thing to be overwhelmed by. It's called the daydream. He sees you in the flowers. Every little moment is a reminder of his love.
longing here for you. You'll never know how slow
Oh, not pizzicato.
the moments go till I'm near to you.
That's the first time in the track the strings did less of a stringy thing, less of the legato, the huge swelling and cascading, to serve more of a kind of textural purpose there.
Ooh, how slow the moments go till I'm near to you.
Like my life goes in slow motion without you.
I see your face in every flower, your eyes in stars above. It's just the thought of you, the very thought of you, my love.
That's such a romantic song. I definitely feel like romanticizing another person to this extent for most people may actually backfire, because then you're A, distracted from everything you need to get done in your life, and B, maybe that other person hasn't quite reciprocated the love that you hold for them in the same way, and then the optics make it seem like you're the weirdo. It's just the direction, unfortunately, a lot of people societally are moving. It's like if you're so open about your appreciation and love for another, now that's viewed more as um, like a weird thing rather than something to be appreciated. And I guess, of course, it will always depend on the specific dynamic at hand. But I like limerence. I don't know if you guys have heard of this topic, or this concept. I guess I will pull up the Oxford Dictionary definition so we have it all in. Let me make sure I actually look that up. Limerence. Can it load? No, it does not want to load. Okay, hold on. We'll just do it over here. This idea of limerence from oxfordlanguageclub.com definition: the state of being infatuated or obsessed with someone, romantic attraction. And the way I've heard limerence applied is usually in this idea of a crush rather than a long-standing relationship. So you feel the early like aches for this person. You know, I haven't received their text back in an hour. What's going on? Do they not like me anymore? And your heart starts to flutter just a little bit more. Your anxiety starts to creep in just a little bit more. But what I like about this song is that Nat King he disentangles those two ideas. He just puts forth the idea that his life is impacted by the love he has for you so much. And he's not saying that anything has to happen as a result or he's worse off for it as a result. He's just he's just showing the appreciation, putting it out there essentially with no expectation. And I think that's the appropriate way to approach things. And maybe a lot of our like our social interactions in this world would be better off if we had less expectations of each other and just appreciated the authenticity when we get it. So Nat King, authentic as ever, as loving as ever, and wouldn't anyone like to be on the receiving end of a love like that? And the song was so beautiful with the strings and everything. This is a song that's right at home in the Nat King Cole discography. Let's jump into the next track, Walking My Way Back Home.
Gee, it's great after being out late, walking my baby back home. Arm in arm over meadow and farm, walking my baby back home. We go along harmonizing a song, or I'm reciting a poem. Hours go by and they give me the eye, walking my baby back home. We stop for a while.
More brass in this
she
one.
gives me a smile, snuggles her head on my chest.
I can just hear the smile behind his
to
delivery.
Pet, and that's when I get her talcum all over my vest. After I
What is he saying there?
starting to pet, and that's when I get her talcum all over my vest.
Talcum?
After
What is that?
I
Like makeup
kinda
or something?
straighten my tie, she has to borrow my comb. One kiss, then I continue again, walking my baby back
This is
home.
such a sweet song. Oh wow. Whoa. It's grandiose now. Oh, the dynamics in this song are all over.
She's afraid of the dark, so I have to pop.
Also, small note of appreciation here. I like the logo, Nat King with the crown Cole. I'm not exactly sure what the rectangle is representing. Maybe it's like a playing card, like from a deck of cards. Though it seems a little too vertical for a normal size one.
She's afraid of the dark, so I have to park outside of her door till it's light. She says if I try to kiss her, she'll cry. I dry her tears all through the night, hand in hand to a
It's like
barbecue
her emotional
stand.
support system as
Right
well.
from her doorway we roam. Eats and then it's a pleasure again. Walking my baby, talking my baby, loving my baby. I don't mean maybe, walking my baby back home.
That's a punch right there from the brass right at the end. I like this song. It to me kind of showcases a different, how can I say, because love appears in so many different ways, and it showcases a different way that love manifests. And one of those ways is the responsibility of keeping the other safe, not only physically. You know, you want to walk them home, nothing, you don't want anything bad to happen to them. You know, it doesn't have to be a stranger that accosts them. It could literally be they just trip. Whatever it is, as long as I'm with you, like I will do my best to take care of you in a physical way and in an emotional one. And I feel like the former way is a lot easier for most of us men to understand. And the second, the emotional support that everyone needs, but women especially, is a little bit more challenging. It never came to me readily. And for a long time, I thought I was doing a lot of the emotional support, but really I thought I was being nice. I thought I was being kind when really I was being more selfish, because I viewed my own efforts of lending like a helping hand or like a comforting voice or just an ear. I viewed that as like, now I'm entitled to the love that you can give me. But that's not what it is. Love should be given unconditionally. It flows freely. We've talked about this hundreds of times on this channel. So the moment that you're doing something to get something from another, whether that's literally love or really anything else, is the moment where part of the purity of that love changes in quality. So instead of all that, all you have to do is just be emotionally supportive, physically supportive, support. Don't ever try to extract from another, because the moment that that is observed by the other is the moment that relationship starts to deteriorate. And it also doesn't feel good internally when you feel like you are trying to do things to, you know, win over another. Because essentially, you should allow another person to think and feel as freely as they would like to. And if they come to the conclusion that, hey, you're a person that they would love to spend more time with, then you lean into the love and like budding of that relationship more and more. So to like bring it back to the kind of roots of this song, I feel like Nat King, he is that perfect gentleman. He doesn't want anything from you. He just wants to make sure that you're safe, that you're supported. And when that kind of space is created, love and safety and trust really starts to flourish. At least that's been the case in my experience, and, you know, makes for some of the best relationships you will ever have. So yeah, I wish we could all learn these lessons sooner rather than later, so that we don't hurt one another inadvertently. But, you know, life happens the way it happens, and if we learn at a later point, I guess it was at least in the cards for us to learn. But yeah, want to walk my baby back home and keep her safe. That's like the core of the message. I appreciate it. I know everybody else also views that as a loving act in general. I think the nuance that I tried to provide here is just the intention of the bringing back home. Hope you understand my point. Let's jump into the last song here. This is It's All in the Game.
Many a tear has to fall, but it's all in the game. All in the wonderful game.
Game of love. Let's see.
That we know as love.
I felt that one was coming.
You have words with him, and your future's looking dim. But these things your heart can rise above. Once in a while he won't call, but it's all in the game. Soon he'll be there at your side with a sweet bouquet.
It's like he's trying to win her back. So like so far I'm understanding the song as one of the ups and downs of a relationship, and when there are ups and downs, we need to exhibit a certain level of patience and also forgiveness, because we are going to step on each other's toes, make mistakes, because I think I'm coming from a good place and it's perceived differently, and I can't be I shouldn't make that situation worse, because I know that, you know, people had different experiences growing up, and something that I've done that may be neutral to the majority of the world may not be perceived that way. And if we can just listen to each other with empathetic ears and do all of the internal growth, but remain emotionally resilient, you know, those are all necessary steps that kind of arrive at a roundabout way within the game of love.
Sweet bouquet.
You have to routinely win each
And
other back
he'll
over.
kiss your lips and caress your waiting fingertips, and your heart will fly away.
What a melody. It's like you fall in love with that person all over again, because you realize, like, hey, you can actually make it through these lows, and that improves your trust, actually. It brings you to an even more loving place. So I don't know, sometimes it can seem super volatile where your love feels higher up and then crashes below. But if you can bring it all the way back up, you can ascend to even higher highs. The agape kind of love.
Once in a while he won't call, but it's all in the game. Soon he'll be there at your side with a sweet bouquet.
So sweet.
And he'll kiss your lips and caress your waiting fingertips, and your heart will fly away.
I think there was a harp at the end there. That's another beautiful song. And dude, the fact that like Nat King is always so so correct with his takes is just further confirmation that he was an artist that deserved all the attention that we've given him on the channel. And the fact that his voice is just so beautiful, I feel like is almost a bonus on top of the beautiful messages he shares. Because in this song, It's All in the Game, it's a very honest look at what love is. Love is not easy. Love has its ups and downs. And the important thing to keep in mind when you want to keep your relationship happy and healthy and actually further the love rather than chip away at it is to own up to one's mistakes, is to look for ways to be more loving to the person that you're with. And if we're constantly shoring up our weaknesses, amplifying our strengths, and then vice versa, there has to be some reciprocity in a mutually beneficial relationship. Then it's all expected in the game of love. You know, things aren't going to be perfect right out the gate, and still married couples 30 years in, 40 years in, they still have their spats occasionally. It's not like that ever goes away. We're all human, and I'll have an off day, you'll have an off day. But the point is, those off days no longer have to become so volatile. And if you recognize that we are now in the conditions that may produce a worse day, you can even stave off arguments or disagreements or those downs. And instead, you can almost anticipate the down day and ask the question, how can I make this day just a little bit better? Or how can I stave off what could make it worse? And you're viewing it in a more of a proactive way rather than a reactive one. And it's ironic coming from a reaction channel where my entire purpose is to give a first time reaction to, you know, all the media here. But really, when it comes to the way we navigate our emotions in a relationship, proactivity is going to be your best first ticket. And if that doesn't end up being possible, you know, new circumstances always rear their heads, then the way we react should be measured, you know, as to not fan the flame further, because that's life, man. Like, any challenges that we've already overcome, well, if they present themselves again, we probably have a proactive response in place to recognize the conditions that produced the previous bad times. But there's always going to be a new circumstance that makes it even harder for us to, you know, get our bearings straight, and the reactivity in those situations matters more. So you can see how the kind of weighting of importance of those two response types changes across situations. But at the end of the day, it's all expected. There are going to be ups, there are going to be downs, and it's a matter of how we choose to respond to them. Of the three songs today, I think my favorite melodically was The Very Thought of You. I think maybe even in terms of meaning there, I'm reminiscing of the times where I used to definitely like fall into limerence with people, and it would mostly be one way. So I realized like, okay, now if I'm gonna have love, it's gonna be with a person who loves me back. There's going to be that reciprocity there, but I think having like romantic thoughts in general is a nice thing. Like I've always felt in my core that I'm like a lover boy. I have um what's that thing called? Um uh just the romantic at heart, I think is the expression. Um that's always been a part of my personality. So I think the very thought of you reaches into that place for me. But please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the reaction and would like to request one yourself, please use the first link in the description box. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.